going on YouTube? It's your boy Vince, and today
What is that?
we are back with another reaction. Today we're bringing to man shuts down delusional woman with facts. He shut her down with facts. Now, I've reacted to about 3 or 4 of these, and I've got some advice for you ladies. Let's stop talking to this dude. Let's stop talking to him because he keep making us look dumb. I'm not gonna lie, I see somebody jump off a cliff and I'm not gonna jump off a cliff right after him.
What?
All of that analogy made sense, but I said it. I'm not gonna lie, if y'all wanna win, y'all just need to ignore this dude. Let him say whatever he wanna say because we can't beat him.
Bruh.
I'm not gonna lie, we can't. We've tried everything, and for you to see your fellow brethren fall to this man and then proceed right behind them and bring the same facts, the same arguments, and think you're gonna win? Nah, I'm good on that. I can't beat him. I'm gonna win over there somewhere else. I'm good. So we finna get into this video and see man shut down delusional woman with facts. So let's get into it. Let's go.
You were to intentionally misgender a trans woman, that could put her at risk of murder. You understand that?
I don't.
I think
Sorry, I
that
don't
really does
understand.
show that you're privileged in the situation then.
You said these are the pronouns I need to use.
Yeah.
I said, what if I don't? You said that's an act of violence.
Yeah, I would
So I'm
consider
trying
that an act of violence against me.
An act of violence against you is a crime.
I would consider that,
So,
I would consider
do you
you being disrespecting me as a person. And that's not okay, and that's not even ethical. It doesn't matter if it's legal, it's not ethical. And I don't know how you can do something that's considered unethical.
You said that's an act of violence. That's a crime. Okay.
I didn't say that was a crime.
An act of violence against you is a crime. So
I did not say that.
You said it is an act of violence
I
against
said
you.
it's an act of violence, and I said misgendering anyone's an act of violence.
Yes, you said it is an act of violence against that person. That is in fact a crime. So here's my question. Since we've now decided we have no idea how many pronouns there are, we can never know how many pronouns there are, and to not use a proper pronoun
You could ask.
is an act of violence against them. Did you ask my pronouns before you sat down?
No, I didn't ask your pronouns because
Why?
I haven't referred to you with pronouns.
You didn't ask my pronouns though. You just said you can ask.
Yeah, you can ask. What are your pronouns?
But you didn't ask.
I'm not into touching, okay?
She lost. I'm not gonna lie, she lost that battle. She lost that battle, and for her to say that is a crime is crazy. Like, bro, come on, man. You gonna send me to jail because I accidentally said you were a girl because you look like a girl, and I didn't ask your pronouns before then? I just assumed you're a girl because you look like a girl, and you say, no, I'm Z, them, they, sin, slash, 2 times 3. Huh? My bad. My bad, you know what I'm saying? But to say that's a crime of violence, hey, I don't agree with it.
I'm not in it. Okay. Put that out front. I'm no touching, no touching.
No touching, I won't touch you.
Gorgeous. And then we start walking.
Yeah.
Ooh, who is this?
I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Who uncle is this?
I'm a
What's
man
going
of God.
on?
I can't do this. Oh, no. I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But men are not supposed to dress like women. I'm not going to go along with that. It's time to stand up and be a man of God.
Ooh.
An opinion you have that might piss some people off.
Okay, I don't think the trans movement is about safeguarding people's ability to express their gender. I think it was brought forth as a social issue for politicians to get behind, and now it's used as a wedge issue to weed out ideologically non-compliant people. To that end, I think it deliberately empowers the most emotional, dogmatic people, like those going after J.K. Rowling and Dave Chappelle. I mean, we all know there's a distinction to be had, but many of us pretend like there's not because we've been told that there's not, and that the right thing to say is that there's no distinction. It reminds me of Orwell's 1984, where he's being tortured and repeatedly asked how many fingers are being held up, and ultimately the right answer is whatever the state says there is. Many accept these terms because it's the path of least resistance set forth by the people who own and run the megaphones, who dictate what does and does not make a good person, as well as a loyal army of shock troops who will effectively come after you and your reputation both off and on Twitter if you step out of line. The solution always seems to be to control language and grant the ruling class more control.
We're looking at here.
He's canceled. He's canceled. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He's canceled. Like, why did he even say that? That's the part I don't be agreeing with on that side. Like, I'm minding my business. I don't care what they do. I'm not gonna sit here, pull up my phone and record a video, take multiple takes and be like, oh yeah, reason number 1, reason number 2, reason number 3, reason number... Yay. I'm not going through all that trouble. I really don't care what they do.
Well, you were looking at TSCR's fantastic little gender unicorn. It teaches students of all ages about gender identity, expression, and attraction. It teaches them that everything is on a spectrum and they should be able to explore and express themselves.
And you say that this is appropriate beginning in kindergarten.
I mean, I've worked with parents who brought it into preschools even.
Wow.
I see you nodding your head at that. I'm sure you're very excited about it. And I do want to point out that there are plenty of trans youth, myself included, who have come out at young ages. If I had this as a tool when I was 8 years old, I would have been so much more comfortable with myself. I would have known who I was and that I wasn't alone.
Just to piggyback on that, the signs of gender dysphoria develop very young. Like you can see it in a 3-year-old. And by the time they're 4, their gender identity is pretty much solidified.
This is why so many people are scared to send their kids to public school. It's a known fact that a child's experience in the first 5 years of their life has been shown to have a significant impact on the developmental outcomes for the rest of their life. And this is the type of thing they're being exposed to.
So you will see the signs of someone who's not happy with the gender they're born with very little.
Actually, that's not true. That is not true.
You can suppress it. Their gender expression is different.
True.
Gender
all
expression depends on the
last, all the science.
Fifth grade teacher.
Last 100 years has shown in boys who experience gender dysphoria between 2 and 3, 85% of them simply grow up to be gay.
Oh, I love that you're saying
And
this
the
study,
other
'cause I know
5,
exactly which one it is.
don't
This
interrupt
is,
and be rude.
I will.
The other 5.
Why are they trying to push this in schools? Like, when did school become about politics? What happened to 2 + 2, 1 + 1, 1 + 3? Like, come on, bro. That's simple math. Well, like, I need to know my vocabulary words before I talk about pronouns. Dude, I need to know my vowels. I need to know all this. They sitting here talking about gender and stuff. Well, what world are we living in? I don't got nothing against the gender or whatever movement they got going on. I really don't care what they do. I'm just saying, like, why are we focusing on the real thing at hand? That's why they on the iPads all day, because they don't learn nothing in school. They sitting here talking about politics. Talking about gender and stuff. This kid ain't worried about his gender. He's 2.
I think that dismissing an entire group of people is being rude.
And then there are 1 or 2%. The transgender dysphoria persists into adulthood.
At the age of 4, a child is not going to know what emotional attraction means versus physical attraction.
Children do get crushes.
This is a completely age inappropriate product to be putting in front of children and hijacking this unicorn.
There's always something with these type of people that you can just tell by looking at them that there's something off. Even when they're presented with the facts, they just go into defense mode.
Yeah.
Imagine growing up and your whole life believing something that is a delusion. It's very hard for these people to face the truth, and when they are faced with the truth and hard facts, it just crumbles their whole world, and they go into a shell and they go into complete defense mode because they're not willing to accept the fact that something they've believed their whole life is actually a lie.
They got to keep that in their house.
Say that 12 is the age that you should be talking to children about gender.
So the gender dysphoria develops very early in life, but between the ages of 4 and 6, children think very concretely about the world around them. They see black and white. Oh, girls are supposed to have long hair and boys are supposed to have short hair, and that's solidified in their minds, and they can't see any other thing. It really isn't until, and their perception of the world is shaped by what they see in their family, what they see on TV. It isn't until 6 or 7 when they start to think more abstractly about things. Oh, maybe girls can have short hair or boys can have long hair. It isn't until that age that you could start talking to them about it. But it should be puberty. Because if they go through puberty in the wrong gender, it's going to cause a lot of psychological
So you just
turmoil.
made the point, though, that 4 is much too young.
Exactly.
I never said have the conversation at 4. I said the signs of gender dysphoria.
She is promoting the conversation.
Exactly. You're not on her team. That's why you gotta watch who you sit next to. I'm sitting next to this idiot. Say that then. Say you sit next to a dummy. If you don't believe what they believe, say, oh, I'm not with that. You didn't discuss this with me before we came on the show. Now we both looked up. Come on now, bro. Hey, I'm not on her team no more. You know what I'm saying? I would have hit one of those. Like, but I don't know. I think, why not just keep it at home? Like, regardless. I think maybe like high school, or maybe like 8th grade, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna say high school is when like that whole pronoun stuff should be introduced. Like, I feel like at that age they know to not be disrespectful. They should know to not be disrespectful. They should know to be like, okay, they want to be called this. All right, let me call them that. You know, but everybody don't roll like that, and I think that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't force them to do nothing, really.
These people really need is another grown-up friend to talk to, because all they're doing is pushing their own insecurities on these young kids. That's all they're doing. I mean, this woman basically just said kids should be taught before they go through puberty, so she's advocating transitional surgery for kids before they hit the age of 12 and 13. What if they change their mind after puberty? You've done irreversible damage to the kids who weren't even adults when you influenced them to go through this life-changing surgery, which could potentially ruin their lives forever. Anyway, here's a little bit of proof just how insane these people really are. The blonde man who identifies as a woman, trans activist accused of sexual assault offering hormones to youth. A California-based trans activist offering cross-sex hormones to youth through the internet has a long history of sexual assault allegations with accusations from multiple victims, including those who were minors at the time, who reported.
And they got this man around kids. They looked at his resume. It's no way a school looked at his resume and was like, okay, got all these accusations. All right. Okay. Multiple. Ooh, we know the victims. Oh, you've been to jail. Oh, let's hire him. There's no way they did that. There's no way, bro. Like, dude. And to give these little kids a pill, hey, I'm not gonna lie, he has to see me. Let my son come home talking about, yeah, my teacher gave me a pill. I'm going straight up to the school. I'm going to say, come out here right now. And I'm going to drag him in front of everybody. I'm talking about across the concrete like he was some type of basketball or something. I don't know.
Reported he abused them. Ellie Ehrlich, 27, is under fire after posting his plan to ship cross-sex hormones to young people through the internet without any medical oversight.
That's
or
weird.
This is where he posted it on Instagram and quickly deleted it. But obviously, it's too late. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. But this is the type of person they're letting into schools to teach 3 and 4 year olds. I mean, it's got to be something seriously wrong with the world that this has been allowed to continue.
Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like, you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad that I have exercised my point.
I see what he's saying.
It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
she confused.
Gotcha.
You have got me. I'm trying to work that through in my head. Yeah. It took a while.
It did.
Pick any actual woman in this room. In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me. So here was the...
You need them to tell you what you are?
Women, yes. I trust the opinions of the women around
and
me.
If most women,
it's incredible. You might try it sometime.
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore, would you then relent and say I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the opinions of the people who've spent their lives with me.
So but you are relying on other people to tell you who you are, is what we're establishing.
For context, I know you like to say everybody's rah-rahing and supporting transgender people and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, you know, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism? I'm not safe. And it
How are you not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe? Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
What is a woman?
But you know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
So gender is a social thing. It only makes sense. I don't want to hear that. What is a woman?
What is a woman?
What is a woman?
The word woman, define in the dictionary. Go.
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women,
circular definition.
That's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Good. Damn you.
I'm not gonna disrespect him and be like, no, I'm not gonna call you she or her. I will call the trans a she or a her if that's what they want to be called. I don't care. But I think I It's like two sides. I think it's like some clash going on, and I don't know if it's because like one side feels like it's being forced, and the other side feel like it needs to be forced. Like, why can't everybody just be like in their own? You know what I'm saying? Like their own world, bro. Their own bubble. Like I know it's unrealistic, but it's like a lot of these problems wouldn't happen if it was like that. Like who am I, or who are you to say I gotta do something? Who am I to say I'm not gonna do something? Well, I guess I'm me to say I'm not gonna do something. But yeah, okay. I just think it shouldn't be forced. You know what I'm saying? And they shouldn't throw a big fit if somebody misgenders them. But I can understand how it can be irritating if somebody's constantly like, you're a boy, you're a boy, you're a boy. I can understand from that side too. So I don't really know. Like, I'm kind of split on that, like, debate, that part of the debate.
That's what makes me male.
No, your sperm don't make you male.
Then what does?
It's a constellation.
In reality, in truth, okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
No, you're not listening.
If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world?
Does a chicken have gender identity? Does a chicken cry?
I don't know. Like, this is obviously just one side of the argument. Like, this dude obviously is on not the trans people side, but it makes my head hurt because like I can see both sides, and I'm like trying to like pick through. I really don't know. I don't, and I feel like that's why I just mind my business. I'm not trans. That's not my fight. You know what I'm saying? And I know how I'm gonna react if they want me to call them something, and I know that I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, mind my business. You know what I'm saying? Like he says she her, okay, that's cool. You say you're they them, okay, that's cool. The only thing I kind of think is kind of weird is when they're switching stuff. I seen it when one of the videos I react to, the dude was switching back and forth. You gotta pick one. You're not gonna be fluid and talking about, oh, okay, Monday I'm he them, Tuesday I'm she they. Like, hey, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to keep all this stuff in my head, bro. I don't got enough room for that. I gotta remember other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's the only part of that argument. Not the only part, but that's one of the main parts that I agree with when they be trying to flip flop. But I don't know. Like, what can you really do? What can you really do? It's everybody just people at the end of the day. Like, I don't got nothing against nobody. I really don't care. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you keep saying you're a girl, but you're not. I don't care what he calls himself or what she calls herself. I do not care. Wow. And maybe that's my problem. I don't care about nothing. I only care about myself. Maybe that's bad. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comments. And y'all know, if y'all enjoy videos too much, the comment button, like button, notification button, subscribe button, all them buttons, because guess what? I'm split. We gone. Smack my camera.